Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NFL Fade the Public Playoffs edition, Wildcard Weekend into Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days and nights, 6 games in all. And here's what I'm going to do. Unlike the regular season where I give you the most public sides, I'm going to go through all 6 games and let you know where the public is leaning on both sides and totals. That's right, it's playoff time, so we're going to talk some over-unders as well. Let's get right to it and start with the Saturday games. By the way, if you're finding this useful, do me a quick favor. Thumbs up, like, and comment below. I read all the comments. I reply back. Let me know who you like this weekend into Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Your wildcard best bets, and throw in some analysis as well. Always love to read the analysis. I honestly believe we have the sharpest and smartest sports betting viewers right here on Wager Talk TV. All right, first game, not a surprise. The Houston Texans made the playoffs once again, so that means, of course, this has to be the 4:30 Eastern Saturday afternoon game. In fact, I believe it's the either seventh or eighth time Texans have made the postseason in their franchise history, and honestly, they've been 100% of the time the early kickoff on Saturday. No joke, and once again, they're going to be on the early card. This game on NBC, and we're going to get to that in a moment, the reason I bring that up, because this late game I'm going to talk about, Dolphins-Chiefs, in a moment, is on Peacock Network. Just sticking it to you, folks. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. I mean, at least make this game the Peacock game, but I get it. Nobody probably would have signed up and paid for the subscription to see the Browns and Texans, but the public is involved in this game. Not official public plays, but they are definitely leaning towards the Browns and the over. So once again, the public lean in this game is Cleveland and the over. And not a surprise, just back on Christmas Eve a few weeks ago, we saw the Browns take care of business rather easily against the Texans. Of course, Stroud in the lineup here, the strong rookie quarterback back in the lineup now. And Flacco is getting a lot of love this week. You know, public sentiment indicators, when the media all starts talking about one thing, maybe look to go the other way. Well, the most public thing I've seen this week on Twitter as far as the quarterbacks go in the NFL playoffs is what a great point spread record Flacco has. 11-3 against the spread as a quarterback in the postseason, by far the best of any quarterback that's active this weekend. Got to wonder, though, if maybe that's a little bit of public bias now, and that is influencing how they're playing this game. But once again, the Browns are getting some public love and the over as well. This total, by the way, is about 4 points higher than when they played 3 weeks ago. And that game, of course, was a 36-22 Cleveland win at Houston. Browns are about a 3-point favorite. Total is around 40.5. Now it's around 44, and they're only a 2-point favorite. So it's interesting. Adjustment on the total and the side. And once again, home dogs, don't forget, are 8-3 against the spread over the past 10 years in the wild card round. But the public don't care. They're leaning towards Cleveland and the over in this game. Now, those are leans only, light leans. I'll give you the official public plays as I would during the week as we go through each game. But once again, very light leans on Cleveland and the over as far as the public sentiment in the early kickoff. All right, let's look at the Saturday night game now as we stay in the AFC. And this one is on the Peacock Network, and you have to have the streaming service. Many people will have to purchase it to watch this game. Once again, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I thought it was pretty poor to put a primetime playoff game on a streaming service. And on top of that, they could have done the early game Texans-Browns. Once again, I get the reason why. They want the high-profile game, and this is a great, exciting game to watch, Miami and Kansas City. And history could be made. It's going to be one of the coldest NFL playoff games as well. And it's going to be 0 degrees at kickoff, wind chill negative 20 degrees on Saturday night. And there's been some cold games in Kansas City between the Dolphins and Chiefs. In fact, the Dolphins' coldest game ever, by many accounts, was about 15, 16 years ago, back in December of 2008, just over 15 years ago in Kansas City, negative 12 wind chill when that game kicked off in the regular season. And guess what? Dolphins still won it 38-31. So Miami won, and it went well over the total. I bring that up because the total is where the public is on this game. No opinion on the side here. The public really is neutral in the Chiefs-Dolphins. So no public lean on the side, but the under is a public play in this game. And we've seen the betting markets adjust as well. This line has dropped several points. Can make an argument it's almost a touchdown off what it maybe would have been in regular conditions earlier in the season. Of course, this is a rematch from the game in Germany during the regular season, in which the Chiefs had a 21-0 lead as a 1-point dog at halftime. Miami got a couple touchdowns in the third quarter in the second half, ended up losing 21-14. Miami did win the yardage battle, but once again, Kansas City was off to a fast 21-0 start. And the thing that jumps out to me about the Dolphins is the fact they've been so good against bad teams and so bad against good teams. Miami 10-1 straight up this year against non-playoff teams, 1-6 1-5 rather. I'm sorry, 1-5 straight up in ATS against the playoff teams they faced, including that loss to Kansas City. So once again, that's a pretty big dichotomy: 10-1 against bad teams, 1-5 against playoff teams, and then on top of that, an extremely cold situation for a 70-degree Florida squad. Looks like a tough spot for the Miami Dolphins here. This line's gone from 3.5 to 4.5, but once again, the public is on the under here. And yes, it's going to be very cold, but there's going to be no wind and there's going to be no precipitation. It's going to be dry and clear. Wind and snow and gusty wind, especially, is what can affect totals. Right now, I'm seeing forecasts about 15-mile-per-hour winds. We could get some gusts, but not pristine gusts. So I think, once again, the public is on the under here. You might want to take a look at the over, as the public normally plays over. So when they're on an under, that's kind of like a public dog situation. Public under in Miami, Kansas City, one of the more public plays this week, and definitely the most public play on the two games on Saturday. All right, I'm going to get to the three Saturday games for you, Sunday games rather, in a moment for you. But first, I want to let you know this is an excellent weekend to get my pro football best bets at WagerTalk.com. There are 5 games on Saturday and Sunday combined, and I've got best bets in 4 of the 5 games for my personal clients. That's right, best bets in 4 of the 5 games this weekend. Hey, look, we're not blindly fading the public here. In fact, most of the games I'm talking about here, but the sides and totals are not what I'm using. I've got some proprietary models I use in the playoffs, a math model which has a fantastic over-under winner. Also, I've got a live dog. Also, a couple other plays mixed in there, some favorites. So you don't want to miss out. 4 best bets for Saturday and Sunday. So whether you're joining us early or late this weekend, don't miss out on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And now's a great time to try out not only the NFL playoff special, but if you want basketball as well, how about a 3-day sampler? Special offer this weekend, save 15. That promo code gets you an instant $15 discount on any 3-day all access. That, of course, gets all those NFL wildcard best bets I talked about on Saturday and Sunday, but it also gets you 3 days and nights of my college and pro basketball best bets. And well, as I record this video heading into Friday, into the weekend, on a 6-1 basketball run this week here at WagerTalk.com. And it should be no surprise. Last year, of course, I finished 40 games above 500 in the NBA alone, number one rank in college hoops a couple years ago. College and pro basketball are the bread and butter sports, the daily moneymakers this time of year. Yes, I have 4 NFL playoff best bets, but we have a lot more basketball on a weekly basis. Try out that 3-day all sports sampler. Instant $15 discount gets it down to just $54. Promo code SAVE15 on my page right now. Or if you're taking the 1-year all access approach, I know you missed out the first couple weeks of January. You've missed a winning start. Good news is you still can get the 365-day special with an instant 41% discount. That gets you into the first 2 weeks of January 2025. Gets you the entire college football season next year, rest of this NFL season into next year, all of the baseball coming up, and the rest of the college and pro basketball seasons into next January. Instant 41% discount with SM365. Both promo codes, full details on my page right now. By the way, the All Sports 1-year package works out to just over $3 a day, just over $1 a play. Fantastic value as you build your bankroll. Check that out along with daily free plays. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. All right, let's look at those 3 Sunday games for in the NFL playoffs. We'll start with the 1 o'clock game in Buffalo, New York. And I talked about cold conditions and Arrowhead Saturday night for the Kansas City-Miami game. Going to be extremely cold, record cold once again as well in Buffalo and Orchard Park on Sunday afternoon. Wind chill is going to be around 0 degrees, but the key here is possible snow. In fact, there's going to be snow up to 6 inches on Sunday. However, as I look at the advanced forecast, and once again, we're a couple days out heading into the weekend here, this could change. It looks like the majority of the snow is going to happen in the morning. So I'm not sure the snow is going to be a huge issue at kickoff, 1 o'clock Eastern, as it will diminish throughout the afternoon. What I'm concerned about, though, is the wind. And there's talk of wind gusts as high as 50 miles an hour, which would be records for an NFL game. Sustained winds in the 20 to 30 mile per hour wind range. This could be a problem. As I said earlier, rain, even snow is sometimes overrated. Slippery conditions help the offense. The receivers, the running backs, they know which way they're cutting. The defenders don't. What can be a game changer with scoring is wind. It affects the kicking game, and it, of course, affects the passing game in the modern NFL. It keeps down the big scoring plays in check. So we got to keep an eye on the wind conditions here. And obviously the total as well reflected this. We saw the Westgate open at around 40.5. We saw some offshores open as high as 44 last week. And now it's been instantly hammered down to as low as 34, even some 33.5 starting to show as we head into the weekend on the Wager Talk Live odds screen. So this has been an adjustment of anywhere from 7 to 10 points towards the under. Another reason, the public is heavy on the under here as well. So once again, public normally plays overs, but the two most public underplays this week are the two weather games. Public all of a sudden liking unders in low-scoring games in the Kansas City game and this Buffalo game as well. So once again, the public is heavy on the under here also. Makes sense. Could have windy conditions. But once again, these games tend to be overreacted weather-wise, so we'll have to see what it looks like near kickoff. By the way, Ralph Michaels had a great over-under chart on Wager Talk today, Friday. I co-hosted with Teddy Covers. It was a press-free zone. You're safe to go back to watch the replay this weekend. But all seriousness, Ralph showed the chart. Wildcard games in general have been over a 60% play to the under the last 10 years. The one exception, when the total is below 39, they've gone over 6 and 4, 60%. So we'll see if this is an overreaction. Once again, the public heavy on the under in the Bills-Steelers game. They are neutral on the side in this one, no lean on the side. All right, 4:30 Eastern, the next game on Sunday, we have Packers and Cowboys. Very light public leans on Dallas and the over in this one. Once again, this would be kind of like the Cleveland and over on Saturday. A little bit of public sentiment on Dallas and the over. I don't even want to call them leans because during the regular season, these would not have made the official bonus leans. But once again, public is siding a little bit towards Dallas, a little bit towards the over. Over is held pretty much in check. It's gone up a bit from 49.5 to 50.5. We'll see if it hits that key number of 51 by kickoff. And the fact that the public is a little bit leaning towards the over, maybe you get to that key 51. So you might want to wait and hold your under bets to see if you can get a 51 by kickoff. If you like the over, I'd go ahead and lock in the 50.5 now. About a 3 to 4% chance NFL games land exactly on 51 points, 31-20. A lot of scores get us there, obviously. So we'll see what happens here on this one. And I think, once again, the public is leaning towards the over. We might see some 51s by kickoff. By the way, this line has dropped a little bit from 7.5 to 7. And even though the public is leaning towards Dallas, looks like that sharp money came in on the Packers plus 7.5. So you could say there's a bit of a sharp square divide in this game on Sunday afternoon. All right, the late game at 8:15 Eastern Sunday night. This one is on NBC. They're giving you the primetime matchup Sunday night like they normally do, Rams and Lions. Currently, the Detroit Lions, a 3-point favorite across the board. Total hitting around 51.5. Doesn't look like it's going to get down to 51, though, because right now, as we head into the weekend, I am seeing more 52 start to show. And not a surprise, the public is on the over in this game. I'll call this an additional lean. Not quite as strong as those two unders in the Kansas City-Buffalo games. But this is by far the most public over this week. And if it was a regular weekend, it would still make my additional leans list for those of you keeping score at home. So once again, the most public overplay of the 6 games would be Rams-Lions. And we're starting to see that in the betting market as this total has been 51.5 most of the week. Now 52s are starting to show across the board. As far as the side, public is neutral. Really interesting matchup here. The Rams, obviously a capable team with Matthew Stafford back at quarterback. But the Lions have so much momentum at home. They've been such a strong home team over the past several seasons. Just a great point spread team in general. But the playoff experience is a concern. Rams won the Super Bowl a few years back. Stafford got it done. Meanwhile, the Lions have not won a playoff game since 1991. And I remember that season because that was when Utley had the injury, and they propelled them all the way to the championship game, which they did not win against my Washington Redskins. The Redskins went on to win Super Bowl 26. Lions won the divisional round. That was their last playoff win, I believe, over 30-some years ago. Hey, comment below. Who do you like in this game between the Rams and Lions? Do the Lions finally snap the losing streak, or do you think the experience with the Rams gets it done? Once again, sitting at that key number of 3. Public's pretty neutral on the side, but they definitely like the over Sunday night between the Rams and Lions. All right, one more game, and it's on Monday Night Football, 3rd day in a row that we have wild card action. I'm getting to the Monday night game and Bucks for you in just a moment. Quick reminder, if you're joining me this week, and don't miss out, I have 4 strong NFL best bets for and Sunday combined on 4 different games. Also a huge college and pro basketball card Friday here as I do this video on a 6-1 basketball run this week on my best bets at WagerTalk.com. So not a bad time to consider an all sports, all access package. If you want to sample, now's the time to do so. A 3-day sampler for just $54. Normally it's $69, but you get an instant $15 discount with promo code SAVE15, SAVE15. SAVE15 gets you an instant $15 discount on a 3-day and night, all sports, all access. You choose the 3 days and nights you want. Do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever you want. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You figure it out. 3-day all access, instant savings with SAVE15. Or, of course, the best deal is that 1-year all access. Don't delay. Stop sitting on the sidelines and watching winners after winners pass you by. You missed the first 2 weeks of January. You missed a strong start to this year, but you now get the first 2 weeks of January 2025 when you get that 1-year all access. I've kept the special promo code up for another week. 41% discount works out to just $3 a day over just $1 a play for the next 365 days and nights of football, basketball, and baseball. SM365 gets it done. Hey, look, you don't have to memorize the promo codes. Just go to my page right now. All the details, all the savings are there, along with those 4 NFL best bets for this weekend and also daily free plays. Check out a daily free play every day on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. On the way out, let's talk about the Monday Night Football game. And let me know your thoughts on this as well. Do you like the 3 straight days of NFL action? I like having a Monday night standalone game. I think it's a good idea. It's a little bit of a disadvantage, though, for the winner, having to go back on a short week, though, next week. So I think scheduling-wise, it's a little unfair. And that could be the case for the Eagles here, having to travel this week, even though they're theoretically the better team. They're a road favorite, having to travel again probably next week, right? So look, Philadelphia has been an up-and-down team this year. Close to winning the Super Bowl last year. They get off to a 10-1 start this season, and then they lose 5 of their final 6 down the stretch. Now, keep in mind, they'd won numerous games. I believe it was 5 straight double-digit comebacks during that 10-1 start, and then they went 1-5. So maybe the writing was on the wall that this was a flawed 10-1 team. Problem is, Tampa Bay is not much better. They only got into the playoffs basically because they're in the awful NFC South. They win that division. They get the home game now. As I mentioned earlier, home dogs in the wildcard round are 8-3 against the spread over the past 10 years. They've done well. The public, though, is leaning a little bit towards Philly, a little bit of public sentiment on Philly. But the strongest public indicator in this game is the under once again. Not quite as strong as the under in the Kansas City Buffalo games, but still enough for me to call this an official public play towards the under because, once again, the public in general likes overs. So when they're on underdogs or unders, it's always a red flag. And the public is on the under in this Tampa-Philly game on Monday night. Now, we're several days out, but as far as the weather, it's going to be 70 degrees. It won't be cold at all, but we could have some rain. So keep an eye on the forecast. Looks like they're calling for rain, about a 50-60% chance, and it could get worse during the game. But once again, not enough, very low winds. I don't think it'll affect scoring any. But nonetheless, the public likes the under in this game, and it's shown in the betting markets. Line open 44.5. It's now down to 43.5. Even some 43s starting to show as we head into the weekend. So once again, most public play Monday night is the under between Philly and Tampa Bay. So let's recap real quick the 6 games for you in Wild Card Weekend. First of all, really no public sides at all. Nothing would have been in a regular week in the NFL. None of these games would have qualified as public sides. Public is leaning a little indicators toward 3 favorites: Cleveland, Dallas, and Philly. Once again, if you're looking at the sides, some public sentiment on Cleveland Saturday, Dallas Sunday, and Philly on Monday. But once again, nothing that would have made my normal videos. Totals, though, we definitely see some action this week. I'd say 4 of the 6 totals would have qualified on a normal week. 3 unders. The 3 most unders, by the way, the 3 most public unders, once again, Saturday would be the Miami-Kansas City under. Sunday, that Pittsburgh-Buffalo under. And then Monday night, as I mentioned, Philadelphia and Tampa under. Those are the 3 most public totals this week, all to the under. And then an additional public lean on the over in the Rams-Lions game. That one just missed the cut. Definitely the public is on the over Sunday night between the Rams and Lions. And then once again, just a little bit of public sentiment on a couple other overs in the Cleveland-Houston game and the Dallas-Green Bay game on Saturday and Sunday. Hey, hope you found this video useful. If you did, do me a couple quick favors on the way out. Thumbs up, a like, and comment below. I read all the comments. I reply back. They energize me throughout the weekend. I want to know what sides you like, what totals you like. Where do you agree or disagree with the public here in the wild card round? And who are you personally playing? Hey, throw in some NFL teasers. Throw in some player props. The more, the better. And don't forget, hit subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts so you know when this NFL Fade the Public playoff edition is up every week here on the channel. The divisional round, conference championships, and yes, we'll do it for the Super Bowl as well and talk about some props. Hit subscribe, hit the bell for instant alerts, and don't forget, solo preview videos for all the NFL wildcard games are available here on WagerTalk TV. I did 4 different preview videos. So once again, if you want a deeper dive into 4 of these games this weekend, I did them for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. They're on the channel here. Hit subscribe and hit the bell. Also, when the daily basketball previews and free plays go up, just another reason to subscribe and win here on WagerTalk TV. And on the way out, don't forget, check out my page for daily free plays, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Also, that 3-day sampler, instant $15 discount on a 3-day all-sports sampler if you want to try me out this weekend, or if you're ready to take a serious investment approach, highly consider that 1-year all-access, which is still available for an instant 41% discount. Works out to just over $3 a day, just over $1 a play for the next 365 days and nights. All that information along with daily free plays on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter. And don't forget, I post free plays throughout the week on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on IG. Who knew? Follow me on Instagram as well. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. And I'll talk to you again soon right here on Wager Talk TV.